Well, I got this little job today. Ain't nothing too spectacular, no climbing or nothing, but it's kind of a sketchy scenario. I figured I'd bring you guys along to check it out. First thing I wanted to say is I'm going to be doing another axe giveaway when I hit 3,000 subscribers. So you guys pay attention for that. Subscribe if you want. And I think I'm at like 2,800 right now, so another 200 subscribers and I'll be doing another giveaway. Yeah, and then so today got this interesting scenario. It might be really challenging, it might go really easy, I'm not quite sure yet, but I'm really excited about getting to use the 261 modified 261 for the first time. Well, actually yesterday I cut some limbs with it and stuff, and but today we'll get to cut some wood with it, so we'll see how it does in wood. It did awesome in limbs. So this is our scenario. There's 3 trees that uprooted, and they're laying in this mess over here. There's 2 oaks that are bent all the way over, spring loaded. There's what I'm worried about, cutting it from the bottom. There's this madrone right here, it's definitely going to hang up in. So my plan is, and this might change, I'm going to cripple that thing. Even though I'm going to be right underneath this, I'm going to barely cripple it, and then I'm going to come over here, and it's hung up in this madrone, and I'm going to cripple that one and see what happens. Most of the weight is in this madrone, so there's a good chance that when I start cutting on this, it's all going to let loose. And I got permission to cut anything I need to. I just got to get all this mess on the ground. So I really want to save the 2 oaks. I feel like they'll spring back up, and I just don't want to go in here cutting everything. But it'll be interesting. It's a fir, and it's got lots of limbs on it, and I really feel like it'll hang up really easy. It's like Velcro up there. There's all kinds of stuff going on up there. So I'm going to do the most dangerous thing first, and then I'm going to come over here and see what happens. If it doesn't hit the ground by then, I'm going to come back here and cut it off at the base and put a little more weight into the whatever it's pushing up against. There's a chance we might have to cut these oaks, and that's going to be kind of sketchy because they're bent way over. I'm hoping the thing will just roll out of there and those things will spring up. But and then another option is, if it's barely hung up somewhere, I'll throw a rope in there and I'll tug on it from up the hill or something. So yeah, so stay tuned. Alright, I got that first one cut up. Now I'm going to come over here. I really feel like those oaks are going to be an issue. So I'm going to stick with my original plan. I got that one cut up. We're going to cut this one up now and see what happens. And after we start cutting on this one, we'll really see where the pressure is. I think a lot of it is right in here where it's across that oak. So I'm going to cut this one up and see what it looks like, and then maybe I can get away with just cutting one of the oaks. I might come over here and cut up these two other uprooted firs just to get them on the ground, so I don't have to worry about them falling somewhere when things happen, you know. That thing moved a little bit, but I feel like most of the weight's on that oak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up these two little ones, get them on the ground, and then I'm going to cut on that oak. Even though it's spring loaded, I'm going to be super careful with it, and I got a really good escape route over here, so I'm just going to come over here and tickle on it, and I'm pretty sure that's the trigger. That's what's holding it up. And there is another one that it goes under, but I'm hoping there's enough weight it just slides through all that. Those are out of the way. I feel a lot better about those two little things being gone. It kind of simplifies things. You never know what's going to happen when everything comes crashing down. One of those could have broke and flew back or whatever. So basically just eliminating as much stuff as I can as I go along. So my next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to cut that off at the base, see what happens. Kind of watch the tree as I'm cutting and see where the pressure's at. And I'm pretty positive it's on this oak, so we're probably gonna have to end up cutting this oak. But yeah, and typically I'd be running my 500 with a longer bar because I can stand farther away from things. You know, I can reach in and make fast cuts and This thing's awesome. It's cutting really good and I like it. It's just short barred. So in a situation like this, a longer bar is probably more practical, but yeah. So all right, I'm gonna make the cut over here. I was trying to not have to cut that other one, but it's popping and cracking. So hopefully this one does it. Thing is slowly barber chairing. Just stand out of the way, but you can hear it cracking. This is getting weird. Not really going as planned, but I cut this thing off and it's just hanging there. It's like hung up on this oak now. Things are popping and cracking, so hopefully it'll just fall. I can hear it popping right now. Yeah, that madrone right there is letting loose. Just stand here for a minute, see what happens. I'm not going in there. Not a chance. going to cut another chunk off this because maybe it'll introduce more weight in there and finally push through. So, and I'm safe cutting right here. There's nothing that can get me right here. That was really sketchy. I know some of you guys are going to criticize and talk about how it should have gone differently, but I took a lot of time to think things out, and one trigger kept leaning into another, and then that one would lead into another, and my final decision, I knew it was this madrone holding everything up, and I was sketched out of it because it puts me really close to it, and really high risk of barber tearing. All the weight was on it, and so I went in as deep as I could until I seen it starting to close. Then I kind of just hit up here on the hill and tickled at it, but like I was saying earlier, the 500 with a longer bar, I could have, you know, that would have got me another foot away from it, which would have been ideal, but it's all on the ground now. We had to cut more than I thought. A little nervous about even uploading this because it's definitely a sketchy scenario. And I don't know, maybe there could have been a couple things I've done differently, but it's kind of hard to tell from the camera view. Situation probably looks a little bit different in person. So thanks for watching. I'm gonna cut these up into pieces where everything's laying on the ground. Got one more little oak bent over, but yeah, all the dangerous stuff is over, so there's nothing to worry about back here except for a big mess. So thanks for watching. I thought this was going to be a short little video, but guess it might be a long one. So thanks for watching. The 261, my overall thoughts. Good power, real light. It sounds really nice. And oh yeah, just so you guys know, Scott Mathis down in Fortuna, California, ported and decked and did his thing to this saw. So I want to give him a thumbs up. He told me to give him some feedback, so my feedback so far is positive. On the ground, I was kind of wishing, well, on this job I was wishing for a little bit more bar, because I wanted to be you know, away from what I was cutting a little bit. And I have my 500 in there, and I probably should have used it, but I was just real anxious to use this thing, and it cuts super nice. The full comp chain is cool. When it comes to sharpening, it might kind of suck, but I'm gonna run it until I need a new chain. But I don't know, I feel like this thing could maybe handle a bigger bar. I don't know what's after the 20-inch bar, 24, 25 probably, because these dogs are awesome, but you lose like 2 inches of bar, so really it's like a 16 or 18 of use of reach, you know, when you're cutting. But yeah, so shout out to Scott Mathis, shout out to Lewis Power Equipment. I won this saw in a raffle at Lewis Power Equipment, and I appreciate both of you guys. So thanks for watching.